You're at the Watchmen Way, May 3rd, 2020. Protest around America. People are starting to get pissed. Big one going on in Sacramento. Love to see it in California. These governors are way overstepping their bounds. They're talking about executive authority and how, basically they can do whatever they want to do, is what they're trying to sell the general public. But the bottom line is, especially a governor, president's a little bit different deal, but a governor cannot override the Constitution. Just can't. I mean, that's the law. Governor cannot override the Constitution. I don't care what kind of excuses they make up. It's not going to hold up in court. The problem is they don't care, right? Because this is the last-ditch effort. They know they have to do everything they can to make this into something that's not, so they can use it for their ultimate goal. The virus is less dangerous. The coronavirus is less dangerous than the common flu. It's a fact now. The CDC just this morning or yesterday I guess it was, cut the death toll in half. So basically they were taking so much heat on all their crap of basically anybody who died of coronavirus. And they were being paid, hospitals were being paid basically by the head if they were deaths, if they were coronavirus deaths. They get nothing if it's a heart attack. You get paid if it's coronavirus death. Numbers were, well, it was double at least. I think it's probably worse than that. But when you run the numbers, this basically is a flu. Never before in history has the world economy been shut down for the flu. Never, ever. Obviously, this isn't about the flu. This isn't about the virus. It's about what they're trying to use this new threat to humanity, this joke, is to attack President Trump with. And the virus itself, obviously, isn't being used to attack President Trump. But what they're trying to do is drag this thing out, because if the liberals don't get, the globalists don't get mail-in ballots, they know this is over. They're absolutely their only chance at survival, not just survival in the future, but survival, because all the people that are screaming the loudest are the ones that are going to go down with this deal. And it's all of them. 160,000 sealed indictments. It's on the Department of Justice website. Look it up for yourself. The average is less than 3,500. The average number of sealed indictments in our country is 3,500. And right now we're over 160,000 sealed indictments. And I'm telling you guys, it's looking more and more like this is going to be it. This month, I think, the economy's going. They're going to start, well, I think they probably already have started arresting people. I think this next week, they might start making announcements based on all the Q drops and everything that's going down. This thing is heating up quickly. Got to get your money out. Right now, the markets, the Dow, the futures, Sunday evening now, down 340 points already, with about, where are we at? 12 hours or so to open Monday morning, the stock market. Asia's already plummeting. We're starting to see Litecoin inch up, which is another sign to me that we've said all along that right before the collapse, what you're going to see is, as the stock prices start to drop, you're going to see precious metals and cryptocurrencies go through the roof. And I think that's coming pretty quick. You can't wait on your Litecoin and silver. You can't wait till something happens, because by then it's going to be too late. Like I've been saying, we might have an hour or two between the time everybody figures out that the economy's done, it's tanked. Might have an hour or two before you can't buy it anymore. When I say buy it, I mean talking about Litecoin and silver. Because the same thing that happened with toilet paper is going to happen to cryptocurrencies, Litecoin, and precious metals, physical silver. People are going to realize, and there's 7.5 billion people in the world who are all about the same time going to realize they need to have whatever assets they have left need to be outside the system. And outside the system means precious metals or cryptocurrencies for the majority of people. I mean, you can put your money into jewelry. I don't think it's a great investment. I think it's a mistake. You can put your money into art. Again, the smart money's going into precious metals and cryptocurrencies. We know, based on things we've been talking about, historical averages, we want physical silver because it's going to outperform gold at least 10 times. And Litecoin is going to outperform Bitcoin 100 times, probably. I don't know if you do the math. It's, one Bitcoin right now is about $7,000, and some analysts believe it'll be worth $12 million in 4 years. Well, that's a lot. It's nowhere near as good as a Litecoin that's less than $49 today. Going to be worth $3 million in 4 years. So, divide 49 by 7,000, you'll see how many more Litecoin you can buy than Bitcoin. And when you pencil this out, you're crazy to put any money in Bitcoin. It's just not going to have not that it's not going to be great. It's going to be really good, but it's not going to be anywhere close to Litecoin. I think Litecoin is going to have the biggest return on investment of any asset in history. And it's not just because God showed it to me. All the research I've done in the last almost 6 years points to the same thing. Litecoin and silver going through the roof. Got to use your critical thinking skills. Got to use discernment. But if you leave it in the bank, if you leave your assets in the bank or in the stock market or in, annuities, pension funds, 401ks, there's some stuff you can't do anything about. Your pension funds, a lot of them you can't touch. If you can, you need to pull it because it's not going to be there. There could be a miracle maybe with Nasara that might save some of this stuff if we got a stockpile of gold. I just don't know that's going to happen. I think when you look at how you really have to look at this as a worst case scenario, and it's more than worst case scenario because it's a mathematical certainty. The economy is going to collapse. There's no way to get around it. This debt cannot be repaid, will not be repaid. We're talking about, and don't listen to the crap numbers you're getting from almost everyone, because they're trying to tell us that the worldwide debt is only 255 trillion or something. That's a joke. The debt in America alone is 250 trillion. When you figure everything in, when you figure in what they've hidden from us, it's not 23 trillion. It's more like 50 trillion is what we actually owe. When you figure everything that they've been hiding and stealing, we're at 50 trillion. Then when you add in the unfunded liabilities of Medicare and Social Security, now we're up to 250 trillion. When you figure everything in, that's never going to be paid back. And look what they're doing. It's $1 trillion a month to keep the doors open right now. Think of that. $1 trillion a month is what it's costing us right now to keep this thing going. We can't do that for very much longer until hyperinflation hits. Which means, you just look at Weimar Germany, look at Venezuela, look at Zimbabwe. Everybody that overprints their money, it's happened every single time in history, they run into hyperinflation. Every fiat currency, since the first one in 1050 in China, there's been over 2,000 fiat currencies in the last 1,000 years, over 2,000 fiat currencies. Not one of them has survived. Not one has survived. The US dollar is a fiat currency. There's nothing backing it. It's going to go down this year, it looks like. We are going to go to a gold-backed currency. It's already printed. It's ready to roll out. China's going to come out with a gold-backed currency. Russia's going to come out with a gold-backed currency. So we will have solid money. And what that means is that these countries cannot print any more money than they have the gold to back up what they've printed. The reason that we're in the position that we're in the world is because everybody's on fiat currency. Everyone. There's not a gold-backed currency that I know of. No first world country has a gold-backed currency. That's how this debt got so crazy. Because after we went off the gold standard in 71, and then Clinton removed all of the banking regulations in the late 90s, it was go crazy, go wild, print as much as you want. Nothing to stop them. And that's how they got us into this position with world record debt. Every country's broke. The only question is, when are they going to announce it? And that could be tomorrow. From here on out, this could be any day now. So do not procrastinate. Don't procrastinate with reaching out to your friends, relatives, and neighbors. Don't procrastinate in getting the last little bit bought. Litecoin, silver. If you got money in the bank, don't leave it there. Don't lose it. That's what's going to happen. You're going to lose it if you leave it. And don't be worried if you've got a business or you're in a situation where you need access to your cash. The best way to do this, convert whatever it is you need as far as reserves into Litecoin, in Coinbase. And I've been saying, Coinbase to me is my secondary bank account. If I make a transaction by 7:30 in the morning, Monday through Friday, cash will be in my bank account by 2:30 in the afternoon. So why would you leave $15,000 or $20,000 in the bank if you have a business and you need it for, paying bills? Why wouldn't you use Coinbase? Now, there's a little bit of this couple of bucks for the fees for transfers. But when you look at, say $15,000, you lose all of it when the banks close, or you pay some fees to protect it. You know, you say you pay $100 in fees over the course of a month or whatever it is. You save $15,000. Not just save $15,000, but then figure how many Litecoin did you buy with that $15,000 and multiply that by 3 million. So you come out, it's just do the math on it. It's the best thing you can do. It's the smart thing to do. We have to start using our heads now. This is when it really counts. You know, we're at the end here. Little moves can change your life. $50 invested in Litecoin is $3 million in 4 years. Where would you rather have your money? Where would you rather have that $50? Would you rather have it in the bank where you're going to lose it? Or would you rather have it at Coinbase or Gemini where you're going to actually make money on it? It's a no-brainer. And in this environment, this economic environment, it's a godsend. These are gifts from God. Don't forsake them. Don't slap God in the face. Don't ignore these gifts. It'll change your life and it'll help us change the world to a better place. And help a lot of people. China hid the severity of the virus so they could hoard supplies. Yeah. New intelligence shows. But yeah, probably. But, this again, guys, this goes way beyond China and us. And this is about the deep state. This is about Soros and Gates, the World Health Organization. They're all involved in this plot. There's now a record 375 million barrels of oil stored on tankers. That's not cheap to do either. Tying those big boats up. Stocks, the yuan, and oil are all tumbling as Asia opens, the Asian stock market. It's red all around the world, guys. And like I said, we're already down 340 points Sunday evening. That doesn't bode well for tomorrow morning. It looks like it's going to be brutal tomorrow morning. I mean, this could be a $1,000 down day, opening at 1,000 down. God knows where we go. People are starting to realize things aren't right. They're pulling their money out of the banks and out of the markets. Park ranger in Austin, Texas gets thrown in a lake after trying to break up a party. The natives are getting restless. The FAM stocks, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Google. So there's 500, right, in the S&P 500. Well, those 5 are up 10% for 2020. The other 495 stocks are down 13%. Let that sink in. So again, the guys who are getting all the free money, the ex-CIA guys, they're the only ones stock that is up, and it's because they've been getting free money from the Fed so they can buy their own stock to keep the price propped up. Not going to have it for long. Bezos, Schmidt, Dorsey, Zuckerberg, all going down. Where are we here? Uh, 93% of Illinois residents approve of their governor's stay-at-home order. And basically, this guy's just gone off the rails. The the mayors and the governors are, if you're a liberal watching this, you're retarded if you're not switching parties. Seeing how these people are abusing the power that they've been given in this little circus show. And I think, what we're seeing is the record numbers are leaving the Democratic Party. This is like political suicide right now for these clowns. But the bottom line is they have no choice. This is our last chance. Get executed or get President Trump out of office. Those are your choices as a globalist right now. So you're going to do whatever you can. As ridiculous as it is, you're going to take any shot you get. This is our last shot. And like I said, none of these people override the Constitution. None of them. Newsom says California went from a surplus in the budget to tens of billions in deficit in weeks. And they won't get by without federal help. I don't think the federal help's coming, California. Not until they get rid of Newsom. Maybe when they arrest him or execute him, the feds will step in. Oh, that's the other thing. Think about this. There are going to be maybe thousands of politicians that are going to be removed from office over the next 6 months. Thousands around the country. You know what I think that means? Think about this now. I think President Trump might get to appoint a lot of these people. A lot of the replacements. Think about this, think about Washington, D.C. The House and the Senate. There's 535 total. Senators, congressmen. 535. They're saying all but 90 of them will be indicted. That's 400 and something that are going to need to be replaced. And the other thing you got to remember is a lot of the governors that would have had the chance to replace these people that are going to be removed, they're probably going to be removed also. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out. But there are going to be, I think, thousands of politicians who are going to be appointed over the next year to fill the vacancies, both state and federal, around the country. Think about that. Think about how that changes California. Because in California, boy, I bet you it's 90% in California that are removed for their criminal acts. It's all coming, guys. We're almost there. Any day. Plan B is a crypto analyst who's on our bandwagon. Crypto isn't a toy anymore. Crypto is about Bitcoin especially, and Litecoin and Ethereum are about to, I think, not just take their place, rightful place in the financial systems, but to exceed anybody's expectations, because we are heading into the perfect storm. When you have the stock market, when people, and this is all going to be exposed, the banking industry, bond markets, stock market, they've all been so manipulated. No one will want to put a dime in the stock market or a bank again. And now we have cryptocurrencies where cryptocurrencies make banks obsolete. You don't need a bank when you have cryptocurrency. You don't need a bank, and also you don't need the stock market, because I think the new stock market is going to be the cryptos. People are going to invest in cryptos. I won't ever put a dime in the stock market. Why would you want to play in a rigged game? And it is really going to be exposed how criminal these people were and the manipulations they went through. These big banks were controlling the stock markets, controlling the gold and silver markets. I mean, many of them were indicted in the last couple of years. I think 8 just at Chase. And that might have just been on one. I think Chase has been busted 2 or 3 times, as well as Deutsche Bank. I mean, virtually the top 5 banks in the world, I think, have all been prosecuted for price fixing in the precious metals markets. That's all coming to an end, guys, when the swamp comes down. Global U.S. dollar shortages rise as emerging markets lose reserves. There's no money. Nobody has any money. Go try and take money out of the bank and see what happens. Try taking, you got 40 or 50,000 in the bank, try and take it out. It's like pulling teeth. There's no cash anymore. You got to make appointments to make withdrawals. You should be scared. These are all huge red flags, guys. Did FBI operatives lie to launch the Flynn investigation? And did Horowitz run cover? It's a good question. All going to come out. And if Horowitz did run cover, he's probably going down with the swamp too. It looks to me like there were people that were either put in positions, like Wray, head of the FBI, to expose them and to make the deep state think that President Trump was fooled. Or just fired. The things that are going on, guys, I keep saying over and over, they're going to be talking about this for thousands of years. This 10-year period, from 5 years ago to 5 years in the future, 2015 to 2025, going to be the most studied period in our history, bar none. Crazy what's going on. And I think tomorrow, guys, do yourselves a favor. Get your last bit of physical silver and Litecoin tonight. Okay, what do we have for questions? Okay. Cecil, what's up? Joanne, how you doing? Todd, what's up? Tessie, hello. Darren. Chrissy May, how you doing? Todd, what's up? Tessie, Arlene. Tessie. Gary, how you doing? Cowgirl Kathy, how are you? From Pennsylvania. Well, President Trump already has control of the Fed. The Treasury right now is running the Fed. So that was the end of the globalist agenda. Because up until then, the Fed had been basically financing central banks around the world. So those days are over. And yeah, we've got 100% control now of the Fed. It's not Gary's birthday. Okay, Gary. Roxanne, how you doing? Roxanne's asking a good question. Should she put off hiring a contractor? You know, I personally would not be doing any big ticket items. Well, let me take that back. Um, I wouldn't be starting any big projects on my home right now. Number one, I might I might buy a new car um, in the right circumstances because I think they got some great financing deals right now. You're probably going to make one or two payments. You're going to own that car outright. Something to think about. But for the most part, like property right now, number one, I don't think you're going to get financed. If you've got that kind of cash laying around, you better get it converted. Because it's like playing Russian roulette. You might navigate this thing okay, and it might work out all right, but it's just as likely that you'll lose whatever money you had to work with because it's stuck in the bank while you're trying to buy a house and it's not protected. So, I in very rare circumstances, I would buy a big ticket item, like I said, like a car or whatever, piece of equipment. Um, Anybody that has those kind of questions, feel free to get a hold of me. But yeah, I would not start a construction project right now. Yeah, Illinois is also okay with being disarmed. There you go. There's the sheep. Sheep to the slaughter. Oh, yeah. Something else I want to talk about. Yeah, Biden winning in the polls. What a joke. There's Kevin, guys. Kevin Owens. You have any questions on cryptocurrency, silver, the ledger, Gemini, Coinbase, get a hold of Kevin. Phone number is 702-325-9258. Biden actually said in an interview, I think this last week, that he's basically like a placeholder, right? And I think what I think they're going to do is I think it's going to be Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. That's something they've kind of floated. Hillary Clinton will be the presidential candidate. Obama will be the vice presidential candidate, which is technically legal, I think, at this point. And I think it's twofold. It maybe gives them the best chance they have, all things considered, of which is no chance. But it's more, to me, it's going to be used as a legal defense because I believe before the election, both of them are going to be arrested. So then they're going to claim, well, he just arrested us because we were going to win the election. We're political opponents. He's using the law to, abuse his power. Listen, I've been saying for years now, Obama and Clinton will be arrested. Has nothing to do with politics. It has to do with their satanic pedophiles. They're monsters. Yes, Jeffrey Epstein was running honeypots for the CIA and Mossad. Both the CIA and Mossad were funding Epstein. Not only on Pedo Island, he had a mansion in New York City, a mansion in Florida, and a ranch in New Mexico. They were all wired. All the people that went to his properties were being filmed. The most rich, most powerful people in the world, people like the Pope, Prince Andrew, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, judges, even people from like CNN, like Don Lemon, Jake Tapper, Chris Cuomo. These guys are in big trouble. Okay, I lose my spot here. Newsom is a joke. Wayne's birthday today. Susan, how you doing? Terry, hello. Yeah, well, probably lies from Newsom. Terry's saying she never known California to be in the red, or excuse me, be in the black, to have a surplus. And that's pretty much true. Uh, Joanne, how you doing? Okay, so you've got a few hundred ounces to cash. Where does it go? Well, first of all, if you're going to sell off your silver, you're going to take it to a dealer. And trust me, when this all goes sideways, you'll be able to sell it to your neighbors. You'll be able to sell it to anyone. Um, where the real value comes is the emergency fund. Silver is our emergency fund. And all you have to do is look to Venezuela to understand why. 2 years ago in Venezuela, now this was after they ate all the animals in the zoo, and after they ate all of their pets. There were no pets on the streets anymore 2 years ago in Venezuela. At that time, an ounce of silver bought enough food to feed a family of 4 for 6 months. That's why we have silver. That's why we're getting the dimes, because very likely when this all blows up, a 1 ounce round or bar is going to be worth over $1,000. You're going to have a tough time buying a loaf of bread with $1,000 coin and no one's got any change. With a dime, you've got a couple of things. Number one, everybody knows that U.S. dimes, 1964 or older, are 90% silver. Within a week, everyone on the street's going to know the value of a 90% dime, 90% silver dime. I figure it's going to be between $80 and $100 for that dime. The good things about dimes, yeah, you could say, well, you got a hard time changing that dime if it is $100 and you want a loaf of bread. And that's true. But the thing about a dime is you can trim it. You have a pair of tin snips, everybody's going to have a scale, and you cut it to weight so that you have your change built in with a dime. That's why we recommend dimes and not quarters and halves or dollars, because obviously it's a lot harder to, well, a dollar, forget it. A quarter, you could probably use a good pair of tin snips on, but get dimes. That's what the dimes are for, guys. They're for bartering and trading in a worst case scenario event. Now, again, I don't think we're going to go worst case scenario, but we have to be prepared for worst case scenario. So that's why we've got extra food, extra water, medical supplies, ammo, physical silver, Litecoin, and then adjusting that based on your needs and skill sets, where you live. Those are all important factors in determining what you're going to prep with. But the 6 that we mentioned are you've got to have. Okay. Mike, oh, there's Mike Janman, guys. If you guys need colloidal silver or colloidal copper, get it from Mike. Way cheaper than a fraction of the price of GNC, and he produces it himself. Okay, Kevin has a question. Okay, so Kevin ended up with $100 in deposit in Litecoin. So I'm not sure, Kevin, are you saying that you ended up owning $100 worth of Litecoin, or that $100 worth of Litecoin was sold and it was put in your bank account? I'm not sure. So, oh, wait a minute. That's Barbara. I'm sorry, Barbara. You were talking to Kevin. Anyway, ask the question and I'll try and answer it for you here so everybody knows what it is. Terry, how you doing? Yeah, I am not a big believer in Ray. Um, you know, we've always Q has always told us that um, they will put out disinformation. They have to. They can't tell the truth every time. It would be tipping off the black hats if they did. So they've got to mix the story up. And I think Ray was one of the ones where say he said trust Ray. Well, I'm not so sure about that. Um, we'll see how it plays out. But I'm not a big Ray fan at this point. And it could be that he was just playing a part. It could be. I'm not sure I'm buying it though. Just at the end, it just hasn't gone the way I would expect it to go if he really was just playing the part. I think he's not going to be around for very long. And I think he might go down with a swamp. Wade, how you doing? Mike just got 2 more pounds of silver. Good job, Mike. Vilma, how you doing? Ken, what's up? Mansfield, how you doing? Allison, hello. Allison from New York. Rita from Central California. You're welcome, Roxanne. Yeah, it's not going to get any prettier, guys, in the markets. If don't leave anything in that you don't have to. It's like putting it in a pile and burning it if you leave it. Uh, Cheryl, how you doing? Well, we not only have people all across America, we've got people around the world, guys. I think the Watchmen are now in, I think, about 40 countries. Mike Pence is going to be executed. Write it down. He's a pedophile. They've got multiple murder charges. They say Pence is one of the worst satanic pedophiles going. Plus, he's going to have several treason charges against him. At least 3 or 4, maybe 5. Mike Pence isn't long for this world. Jeff, how you doing? Shirley, hello. Yeah, trust me, Hillary and Obama will be either at Gitmo or executed by the 2020 election, I think. That's how it's kind of looking. There's Kevin's number. Dallas from Montana, how you doing? Yeah. The Russian hoax is going to lead straight to Obama. Obama was a mastermind of the Russian hoax. There's another treason charge for Obama. He's going to have multiple treason charges. Cecil wonders who taught Clinton, Obama, or Biden. Well, I can tell you it was Bush 41. Bush 41 was probably the highest ranking Illuminati in America. Illuminati, cabal, whatever you want to call them, globalist. He was at the top of the list. Stephanie, how you doing? Uh, Fidelity. Terry's asking, is Fidelity part of the system? Uh, if you're talking about, I'm not sure exactly what you're meaning by the question. What I can tell you is any financial institution that you have money in that's not a cryptocurrency, you need to get your money out because you will lose it. All of these trading houses, banks, they're all going belly up. Get your money out. Any money you can pull, no matter where it is, pull it and get it into physical silver and Litecoin, or you will lose it. There might be a grace period if you've got cash where you're going to be able to trade maybe for 30 days. You'll be able to trade old dollars for the new gold-backed dollars if you've got the cash. If it's in the bank, it's gone. But why would you trade 1-for-1 when you can get 100-to-1 or 1,000-to-1 or better by putting it in physical silver and Litecoin? Makes no sense to leave it in. Everybody should have 500 or so cash at home if they can to use right after the collapse. But eventually cash, again, they're gonna void all of the dollars that don't get traded in are going to be voided and be worthless. And the biggest people are going to get hit by that are the cartels who have warehouses full of old dollars they're not going to be able to use. They're not going to be able to trade in. Kathy got some dirty dimes yesterday, which probably means they're old dimes. Julie, how you doing? Well, I recommend $300 to $500 in dimes for everybody. Should have $300 to $500. I actually have over $2,000 in dimes alone. Because if it goes worst case, a lot of people are going to need change. I'll actually get more for those, I think, than regular silver with the right timing. So that means you got to have 3 to 5 rolls minimum. A roll is about $90 ballpark, which is, what is that, 50 dimes is $90. But get them now. Don't wait. A lot of places a lot of the dealers aren't selling silver anymore. The reports we've been getting. Okay, all right. So Barbara, well, here's what I'm wondering, Barbara. So here's what you can do. You can make a cash deposit into Coinbase. So if you've got $100 showing up as USD in Coinbase, you want to convert that USD into Litecoin. It'll take you 5 seconds. Just buy Litecoin using the US dollars you already have, you're good to go. It sounds like a pretty simple fix if that's what it is. Get a hold of Kevin, Barbara, and he'll walk you through it. Yeah, well, that's Cecil's talking about the California driver's license where they got all these illegals registered to vote. They're not going to fly. You guys can't hear me? Can you guys hear me okay? I've never had trouble with the mic on this phone. Todd, how you doing? Kathleen? Well, here's the problem. Um, you know, listen, President Trump is going to make the call, right? When these people finally go down. I just don't think, with all of the activity we're seeing around Hanks and Oprah, Ellen, Hillary Clinton's we've been caught with an ankle bracelet, many other politicians. I just don't know why they would wait till the election. It makes no sense to me. It could happen. I don't think the economy is going to make it. The deep state's going to collapse the economy before the election. The economy won't make it. I mean, like I said, I already know this is enough along where it wouldn't bother me if they waited until the election, right after the election, start arresting these people. But they could also arrest them now. They can't go too much past June because then you get too close to the election, and they really shouldn't do that. So I think it either happens, hey, Zoe, either happens in the next 30 days or it happens after the election. We'll see. Zoe, come here, Zoe. Dennis, what's up? Only thing you need to know about Fauci is he's on the chopping block. He's probably going to be going anytime. You get silver from jmbullion.com or S as in Sam, D as in Dan, bullion.com. sdbullion.com, jmbullion.com. Get it right away. Don't wait, guys. They're running out. Gary got 2 rolls. Yeah, if you got Silver Eagles, you probably got screwed. You're always gonna pay more for the premium coins, guys. $5 to $10 more per coin. If you got it spot price, that's great, but you're usually not getting premium coins at spot price. You get the cheapest 1 ounce round or bar you can get. After you buy your dimes, you're going to buy 1 ounce pieces, rounds or bars. Get the cheapest ones you can. Don't pay extra for the premiums. You're better off buying extra silver. Yep, they're going down. Politicians are going down. Well, I'm personally not going to sell any silver. And if I do, I'll sell it for gold-backed dollars. We're going to have a gold-backed currency 2020, guys. It's already printed. It's already ready to go. IRAs, pull your money if you can get it out. Pence is a bad dude. Really bad. Well, Cowgirl Kathy's asking how these pedophiles happened. And basically, it's this club a club. You got an initiation to get into a club. It's been going on for, I think, since Babylon. And if you wanted to get in this club, you had to torture and murder a child. Basically, that's how you got in. So that's how it happens. Yeah, Tina. Yeah. She's got two brothers, great with their money. Both have over 50,000 in the bank. They got to get it out of there or they're going to lose it. Listen, with people like that, you don't even need to convince them to take all of it. Take a couple of $1,000s. Take 3 or 5,000 and put it in physical silver and Litecoin. Get them to do that. That's a smart thing to do. For them, it's a smart thing to do. Especially when you look at what's going on in the economy. God. Listen, guys, the stock market is not going to come up before the election. The stock market, the whole worldwide economy is coming down before the election. Make no mistake. President Trump, well, if I was him, I would declare a reset next week. Because the one thing he doesn't want is for the collapse to come in October, right? When does the deep state want it to come? October, right before the election. That's the worst case scenario for President Trump. That's what the deep state wants. That's where they'll take it if they can, if President Trump lets them get it that far down the road. Deep state could collapse it overnight with the power and the money they have. President Trump could declare a reset overnight. I believe it's in our best interest that the reset is declared way before the election. It takes a weapon out of their hands when he does that. And if it happens now, it's irrelevant to the election. Dallas is in Texas, Gary, but we have a Dallas who's from Montana. Daria, how you doing? Wade, what's up? Yeah, Wade's got a good point, guys. Do your homework. You'll feel a lot better about what you're doing with your money. So Joanne's asking about where all the missing kids went from Ohio when Pence was governor. That's how they get a lot of these kids, through CPS, which is not a government agency, by the way. And the missing kids from CPS isn't, I mean, it's horrible. But what you really want to ask is, where are the 800,000 children a year that go missing in America without a trace? Where are those 800,000 kids? Every year for the last several years. That's the real sick question. We know where they are. Listen, anything you have in a retirement fund is gone. It's gone. The thing that they don't tell you about 0% interest, and we've basically in America been at 0% for 12 years now, right? Just above zero. The problem is Retirement funds and insurance companies need 8% return just to break even. 8% return just to break even. You can't get an 8% return with 0% interest rates unless you're taking every chance in the book on your picks and most of them pay off. You can't do it. So it's destroyed the pension funds, guys. There's no more. CalPERS, the California Employees Pension Fund, the biggest pension fund in the world, is broke. They're all broke. Brother Dale, how you doing? Nephew Michael, what's going on? Got the family affair going? Jason, how you doing? Garrett, what's up? Tessie wants to know when the indictments are coming. Any day, guys. I believe any day. We'll see. Chelsea got her Litecoin. Good job, Chelsea. How are you doing on silver? You got to have both, guys. You got to have both silver and Litecoin. Tommy, how you doing? Scott, what's up? Roxanne, during the program, bought more silver and more Litecoin. That's how easy it is, guys. You can watch the show and still buy. A lot of bad men, a lot of bad people going down, men and women. You have to remember, guys, a lot of these cases, they started work on 3+ years ago. As soon as President Trump took office, they started the investigation on a lot of these cases. So this could go down any time. There are currently, I believe it's over 160,000 sealed indictments nationwide. Yeah, be checking on your neighbors, people you're concerned about, elderly, people suffering from depression. Stay on top of them. Donna, how you doing? Yeah, the deep state does want the biggest October surprise in history, but it's not going to go their way. Yeah, I know you were, Gary. Terry's family fled communism. Her mom always instilled in them to have precious metals for times just like this. Amen, Kevin. To you, Kevin. Michael, how you doing? Yeah, that's the thing, guys. Listen, I get 1750 a month, retirement and disability. Uh, I will gladly trade that for what I'm going to get from my Litecoin and physical silver. No comparison. I will gladly give it up. Jacob wants to know about Monex for buying silver. I've never used them. I definitely do. You guys do your homework, guys, before you buy anywhere. Chelsea needs dimes. And you don't have to have bars, guys. Get 1 ounce rounds. I actually prefer the rounds myself. Chelsea's got 5 ounces. Keep going. Get as much as you can, guys. Be careful of buying silver on eBay. It's a good way to get a fake coin. I personally wouldn't buy a thing off of eBay in precious metals. If you're going to buy precious metals, buy them from a legitimate dealer. You'll be glad you did in the long run. You're going to start to see more and more cases of counterfeits come out as the prices start to go up. Not a chance in hell I'd buy anything off of eBay. Judy just got 350 rounds Friday. Good job, Judy. It's a good start. Really good start. Like I said, quarters are okay. They're a little bit harder to snip. That's why I like the dimes. They're smaller denomination, going to be worth less money. Now that quarter, if a dime's $80, that quarter is going to be worth over 200. It's all about getting change, guys. Think of it that way. My sister-in-law, Heidi. How you doing, Heidi? Gilbert, how you doing? Don't forget Zero Hedge, guys. Zero Hedge is a good site. OAN is a good site. SGT report. Greg Hunter. Dallas said she's had no trouble with Monex getting hers silver bought. $10,000 rounds. Dark Man's got 10,000 rounds of 9mm. I probably have total about 22, 5.56, 12 gauge, and 45 auto. Probably about 25,000 rounds. Teddy, what's up? Simona just bought some silver from APMEX. She just said, Simona's just saying all the other websites she just checked are sold out. So keep that in mind, guys. Okay, that's all the questions. Remember, guys, not much time left. Let's push through till the end. Every person matters. Every day matters. Every day that goes by, we're getting more and more people to buy silver and Litecoin. We're changing families' lives, the future of these families' lives forever by what we're doing here. So let's keep pushing till the end. Be positive when you're reaching out. Good way to start. How would you like to be a part of the greatest transfer of wealth in human history? Who's going to say no to that? So keep pushing, guys. Get your last minutes prepping done. We'll end it with our prayer, the Watchmen prayer for God and country. Amen. We'll see you tomorrow night at 5 Pacific. God bless.